Oh, he's shooting a missile. Yeah, he killed me. Well, that's just... Yep. Okay. We can fly this. It's fine. It's fine. Nope. That's fine. Look, everything's fine. It's fine. We'll get it. See how we are not... Okay. Things are not good.
3, 2, 1. Flight off.
Hello. We're back in the Mighty Viper. It's been a minute since I've flown. In fact, I think the last time I've flown the DCS Viper was versus Gonky.
Oh boy!
Your wings unlocked this time. And the last time I did DCS was probably the Apache or maybe some Huey stuff. So it's been a while since I've even been in DCS, but I figured it's time to revisit, especially since Gonky wants a rematch. And let's see how the new flight model and multi-threading and all that stuff works out. Yes, I'm doing the auto start because why not? I actually want to see how it runs through and what's new and what's different and everything. See what it sets up. Canopy's cool. I don't remember the reflection, but it's been a while, so that might have been there the first time. Or the graphics are just better. Before I had I think the last time I did this video, I might have been on a 2080 Ti. Now I'm on a 4090. So with the CPU is not the best. It's 11900K, but JFS Star 2, that's good. That makes sense. I understand that. Got a run light. Is the ECM panel new? I remember that last time. Remember, it's been 11 years since I've flown the F-16 and even longer since I've flown a MMC jet, which the Block 50 would be. I never flew the Block 50, I flew the Block 42. Alright, canopy. 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 Canopy down. Do I have to do that? Now you see I'd have the canopy down by now. So you type in the lat longs, that makes sense. You'd have to know the lat longs. Yeah, we the canopy, maybe it makes me do the canopy. Running the bit. I sit low. I used to sit as low as it would go because I'm a little over 6 feet tall, so you almost have to. Oh, canopy closed and locked. That's way late. I guess I undid it. All right, so it's the purpose of today is just to see, if it flies any better. Not that it was bad before, although that triggered some people. But, yeah, we'll just see. Nice. It's nice, I like. Biggest thing is just remembering what I've mapped to what. Because I'm running the Thrustmaster stick, but it's the Warthog, so the throttle does not match what I'm doing. All right, finals clear right, clear for takeoff. We're only heading, I don't know, what, 10,000? Quick climb. Let's see what she'll do. I mean, it's a clean Block 50, or is it a 52? I don't know. Disclaimer, I have not read the manual. Well, at least not recently. Not in the last decade. All right. Holding the brakes. Looks good. Those steering's off. And we're airborne. Gear is coming up. I still don't like the track rates of the airspeed indicator. Nice. Get in. Kind of weak, but okay. What did we say, 10,000? We're brewing blow through that. All right, we're getting violated here. Is that our tanker? Looks like our tanker. So he's 20 miles. We've got 80 knots V sub C. I can see him out there. Let's see if I can figure out how to tank. Tanker. F1.
Mexico 1-1. Chevy 1-1. Request rejoin.
Chevy 1-1. Mexico 1-1. Proceed to pre-contact at 20,000 at 300.
He should be at 310, but okay. So at this point, you know, as a flight lead, you're talking, you know, who's going first, usually based on fuel state. So typically I might go first. That way my wingman's got more gas at the end. But, so I'll send one directly to pre-contact, one to the left wing. And if I've got 3 and 4, you know, they can either go left wing or right wing. And my wingman will be probably in fighting wing, wedge, something comfortable while I'm maneuvering to try to make this rejoin happen. It's been a while since I've done this. I probably would have gotten a little bit closer before I slowed down the closure rate. What is this? Okay. All right. So we're kind of stuck in a mile trail right here. And we're gonna go, I guess the block 50 guys go silent. I would usually just put it in override because you don't have, I don't know where this, override just so you're not troning them. And then do your checks. Oh, of course, every time. It doesn't matter. Real life, virtual life, whatever. They always start to turn right when I'm going to pre-contact.
Ready, pre-contact.
Cleared contact.
All right, here we go. Make it move out the way. Can we not turn? This is nice that the tanker lights work.
Contact. You're taking fuel.
Oh God, why? We're too far forward. He disconnected. So my headset just blacked out for a minute. That was uncomfortable. That was way too aggressive.
Contact. You're taking fuel. Transfer complete.
Oh, nice.
Disconnect.
Cool. And then from here, assuming we don't hit the thing. Yikes. We go over to the right wing. Observation area. And then over the all right, well, that's enough of that. So there you go, tanking. I will say easier in real life, by far, like a lot. Some of it is nothing to do with DCS. I've got the VPC Warbird base and I've got the bigger spring, and that's great for normal jets, but for the Viper, there's too much slop and it's too like a soft. It's got the heaviest spring too, but it's too soft, so you don't get the fine motor movements because it's trying to bounce around. A softer spring would probably be better, or a super stiff spring, so to speak. So, but even in the real aircraft too, when you refuel, the boom will kind of drive you around a little bit. So once you get connected, it's pretty easy to stay where you're at. So anyway, let's set up for a G-warmup, and then we'll do a just some 9G stuff. So 17,000 feet, 400 knots is plenty. It's just energy sustaining. We'll do a 9180. So facing west, we'll go left. Oh God, way too high onset right there. So about 5 Gs there. That's good. I don't know what that little dip was after. That's a new one. So we'll go 9180. So we were going to go back to the north. We went left, so we'll go right. So we'll turn. And 6 to 7 Gs is fine. We don't want to get too much. That's ugly. Anybody who's ever done this in real life is going to be like, "Mover, you don't remember." Yeah, well, you're right. It's been a minute. Okay, so 6.3 Gs. And then we'll resume. Back to west. And then, all right, we're at least 440. That's good. Oh, yeah. It should hit 9 here, but that's a lot better than it was. The bleed rate is still, God. Let's see if we can get back. It's like the lefts are not scheduling fast enough to get the energy back. Eight and a half Gs, that's fine. Again, it's dependent on configuration. I've got pylons. I don't know if that matters to the game here, but let's do some slow speed stuff. Let's see if it'll. So if I remember right, you know, below 300 knots, should be able to rudder. Yep, there you go. So that part's right. That looks cool. So 450 plus at this altitude, we should be holding 9. See, I think it's still bleeding a lot. I think it's a high density altitude too, so. It does get energy back a lot better than it did before. I mean, easing up, that's a lot better than it was. I still think it should be able to hit 9 doing that, but you know,
Altitude.
at this low altitude, but it's better. So it's much improved from before. So, cool.
An enemy aircraft is at
Oh,
your
boy.
12 o'clock.
Okay.
Achieve
Well,
an offensive position and gain the kill as quickly as possible.
Oh, thanks, Wags. We got this.
Block.
All right, here we go. Is he just not fighting? Like, what's his problem? Like, he didn't do anything.
Block.
Now it's an offensive set. Why is the jet bouncing like this?
Block.
Really? Well, this is dumb. He didn't do anything.
Block.
Cool. That wasn't hard at all. I am the greatest fighter pilot ever.
Aircraft has entered the area.
Okay, well maybe now we can do something.
Cat flare.
Oh, I see him.
Block.
There he is. Way too fast.
Cat flare.
Seriously? You're not gonna fight either? Well, that's great. I've done so well. Today is my best day ever. Aileron roll. I've even got my lights turned up all the way. Where are you going? I'm not touching anything. Awesome. That was stupid. Oh, I got the DFC for shooting down people that didn't care. I'm a war criminal.
Block.
An enemy
All
aircraft
right,
is at
spiking me
your
this time.
12 o'clock. Achieve an offensive position and gain the kill as quickly as possible.
Cat flare.
Nope. Does not care.
Block. Block.
Awesome. Well, I don't understand the bouncing around part, but
Aircraft has entered the area.
maybe if I go... I mean, it's not that he wasn't visual. I was popping flares to the merge.
Block.
We're gonna go low to high, super slow. Yeah, he's not aware. Oh. Oh, he's doing something. Well, now it's just not fair. Here, let's do the fat lady's ass and see if he fights me.
Attack flare. Lock. Attack flare.
Oh, he's shooting a missile. Yeah, he killed me. Well, that's just... Yep. Okay. We can fly this. It's fine. It's fine. Nope. That's fine. Look, everything's fine. It's fine. We'll get it. See how we are not... Okay. Things are not good. Well. So much for my DFC. Hey, I'll get a Purple Heart at least. Huh. Well, alrighty then. And so what have we learned today? First off, the F-16 is awesome. I miss the F-16. I would love to fly the F-16 again in real life. Probably not going to happen, but it's an awesome jet, and I miss it a lot. And DCS does a great job of making me remember the F-16. So it's got that feel that's pretty realistic. Now, this is going to trigger some people, but it's still just a video game. So it's not going to be 100% accurate, and it's not expected to be. It is a good representation of real life in a lot of ways, but in some ways, not so much. And it's hard to describe what the differences are because some of it just depends on controls. I'm using a VPC Warbird with the heavy spring and the Thrustmaster Warthog stick and the Thrustmaster Warthog throttle. So there's a lot of slop in those controls. The heavy spring is good for like the F-18 and other aircraft, but not so much this jet. It doesn't really work. You don't have a lot of the fine motor skills because remember, it's pressure sensitive and all that stuff. So with that said, there have been some improvements. I talked about previously that I thought G-onset rates, drag, all that stuff weren't exactly correct or near correct. I think it's a little bit better, but also I think it's still a little bit off. The couple situations. Now, again, I don't know, I've heard people talk about drag models. I set up the aircraft just like we used to fly BFM when I flew the Block 30. We had a CATM 9X or a CATM 9 on Station 2 and then CATM 120s on the rails. And so you always kind of flew with that drag. So I have been in situations, I pulled 9Gs a lot, usually 8.8 to 9, maybe 9.1, 15,000 feet if you're above 440, 450. You should be able to get that. It could be my control setup. It's absolutely could be, I calibrated it prior to doing this, but it could absolutely be the control setup. At lower altitude, especially 5,000 feet, I've been at 8,000 feet and you pull 9Gs and you're going to start accelerating because you just can't get it slowed down. You have to throttle modulate. And I just didn't see that there. I talked about, I don't like the airspeed indicator. I don't know, that could be a foreign thing. And just how the software is, because remember, these jets are based off of the foreign export versions, not the U.S. versions, because of export control laws and stuff like that, and what's publicly available for information. That could be it. I know the Eagle Dynamics folks have to use what's open source because they don't want to get in trouble, and it makes sense. So, again, not a big deal, not a deal breaker or anything like that. I just thought it was a little wonky, just the rate at which the speed increases, and I think it's better than it used to be. So. It's a work in progress. It's definitely improving. Air refueling goes back to what I was talking about with the controls. Those fine motor skills, fine manipulations are tough with my setup. It's just tough. There's too much slop in the controls, and you need that fine adjustments because you can kind of get in a pilot-induced oscillation or a PIO, especially the tanker. Even in real life, that kind of thing happens. However, when you do tank, once you get hooked up, unless it's real turbulent or they've got the inboard motors turned up a lot, it's very easy to stay on board. You've got the boom is kind of driving you around where they need you. It's just a matter of maintaining position. So I think it is a little bit easier in real life, but again, lack of feel is always going to be a factor for somebody who's done it in real life. Same thing when you go, racing and stuff. And that's why I haven't been doing much DCS, is because I've been doing iRacing because, I've enjoyed that lately. But when you go from real to virtual, you lose that seat of the pants feeling, which if that's all you've done most of your life, that's what you rely on. You kind of know where the aircraft is or know where the car is based on feel and seat of the pants versus looking at the instruments or looking, cross-checking visually, because that's all you have when you play DCS. As far as the instant action stuff, I don't know what's going on with that. That happened last time I tried it too. It seems to just be instant action where the jet's trying to pitch up kind of randomly. It doesn't, something must be wrong with my controls. I have checked. There's nothing else mapped. There's nothing else turned on. So I don't know where that's coming from. But it's some random control inputs, where it's just the jets all over the place. It just seems to happen with those dogfight things. I don't know why the flankers and the MiG-29s didn't respond to me and didn't really fight, but, kill's a kill, I guess. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think. I know it's a work in progress, so I'm not hating on it or anything. I just wanted to check it out, see if anything's different. Hopefully soon we'll do the F-16 versus F-18 rematch with Gonky, and we'll see how the Hornet does as well, and see if Gonky's gotten any better or if I've gotten worse, or, we'll just see how it goes. So, hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Thanks for watching. See you next time.